there are some good points and some bad points, right? Which is expected. It's all right. What I just really want you guys to take away is playing the game the right way. And there's never in paintball a way to play that is going to be right 100% of the time. There's just too many variables that are changing: the score, the time, the situation, the field layout. So there's no one like absolutely correct way to play, but there's definitely theory on what to do and when. And that's what I really was trying to explain to you guys today. All right? And I hope that with some of these examples, like the most recent one, coming here, putting the corner in and opening up all that space, I hope with those examples it teaches you guys how to look at situations and how to understand what I see, or some of the higher level players see. Maddie's starting to see it. You know, you start to see these situations out there and you understand where the game can be won and lost from. Because that's what it comes down to, right? You're trying to fill these holes. You're trying to find where you have an advantage. You're trying to find where the other team's weakness is. That's really what you're doing throughout the whole match, okay? Trying to play to your strengths, and you gotta understand your job. You gotta understand your position. You gotta understand the score. There's so much that a paintball player has to take in, right? There's a lot of information. And you have to be really prepared at all times. If you're playing in a match, you need to understand the score, the time that's left, everything you can so that you can make the right decision on the field. Because being up a point with 2 minutes to go, and you get up from your bunker and you go and try to bunker the snake guy in a 3-on-3 and you get shot, guess what? You just made the dumbest move that cost your team the tournament. But if you're down a point, right, and you get up and you make that same move and get shot, it's not as bad of a move, right? It could have been better, and maybe you could have done something better, but it's not nearly as bad as if you're up a point and you make that mistake. So it's the same move, just the situation, the variables are a little different. That's the kind of stuff that I want you guys to pick up on, because being a smart player is the most important thing, right? You can be very athletic, you need to be technical, you need to be very good with your snapshot, you need to be accurate, of course. But being a smart player is something that there's not many of, right? And that's what you really see separate the really good players from the rest. All right, is they break down these situations faster than their opponent. They see these situations, they capitalize on advantages, right? Another scenario when we were in the snake and they're not on the tape, don't look inside. Your advantage is owning this part of the field, right? That's one of the most major ones that I see happen all the time, even at the pro level. Kyle used to drive me crazy with it. He would get into the 50, we would shoot their side, we have a code for it, it's called Charger. I'd be yelling to him, there's no tape, and he's shooting inside. And then all of a sudden the other team fills out to the corner and we lose that advantage. It's like the most frustrating thing, because owning a side and being far up on that side of the field is the biggest advantage you could have. Because even if you don't shoot these guys, your teammates are going to shoot them because they don't have anywhere to live over here. So it forces them into your teammates' guns. Okay? So everything we do on this field needs to be systematic, and there's a reason for it. And while, like I said, you can't do anything that's going to be right 100% of the time, you can play the percentages. And so you want to play the percentages where you have the best opportunity to win given that situation. And it's always going to be attacking the tape, shutting down a side if you own the wire, okay? Those are going to be the advantages that are going to be every time you're on the field. That is the advantage. That is what you want to play, right? It's like in blackjack, there's just certain cards that you have to double down on. You know, there's certain situations. Dealer's showing a 6. I don't know if you guys understand blackjack or not, but what?
I just got a question.
Yes.
So with these new bunkers that they just released, how much of a difference does it change from the wall to this?
Oh, huge difference. The wall was very one-dimensional, right? So it was always in the center of the field, and it would just shut down a side. So every time you were making moves, you had to be cautious of that guy, or you had to send someone up there to counter it. So now the fields are a little more creative. There's a lot more variables. You still have to, you know, look out for the center, obviously, but it's not just one location he's going to be in. So now it's a lot harder to get up to those good center spots and lock off a side. You know, so it does change it because it's not that easy to get to some of these spots on some of the layouts. And the shots aren't like they were with the wall. We got to work on accuracy, technique, fundamentals, all of the little drills we did. You guys need to continue to work on that. All right? These situational things. If a layout gets released and you're practicing for a tournament, set up these scenarios. Right? Think of tournaments that you've played and think of how you've lost. Was it a 3-on-2 where you were up bodies and you couldn't close? Recreate that out here. That's what we do. That's what we try to do, at least. Is we try to recreate real scenarios so that we can expedite the process of experience. The only way you can get that experience is by seeing the situation and recognizing, dang. I mean, the only reason it's a no-brainer for me to be here, put that guy in, and then move us through the center is because I've seen it for 19 years, right? That's the only reason it's a no-brainer. That's not an obvious thing. It's just because I've seen it so many times. Okay, so you guys want to put yourselves in scenarios so that you can get the experience. And then even more so, you got to not be afraid to try those moves in practice. It's one of the best things that I've started to do for my career is like really just let loose at practice and try more stuff. See what I could get away with. Now there's a fine line with it because at the same time you need to play disciplined and learn how to work within your team so that you're not the wild card that your team can't make a play around, right? Where, oh God, who knows what Maddie's gonna do every game. That's actually what we love about Maddie is we know what he's gonna do. He's gonna be disciplined, he's gonna do his job, and he's gonna stay alive, right? If every time he was out there, he was just like, hey Maddie, go to the temple and shoot cross, and all of a sudden he was running down the field bunkering people. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. He wouldn't be where he's at right now. He wouldn't be with us and we wouldn't be looking at him to play on Dynasty. He's where he's at because he's very disciplined, all right? He stays alive. He reads the situations very well, okay? And he really tries his best to make the right paintball play. Now, as his career evolves, I want to see him start to explore different parts of his game. But that comes later. That comes after you've mastered being a disciplined player, right? And approaching the situations the way they should be.
There's a lot of information that Marcelo and myself have given out today, and a lot of it, you guys can't let it go in one ear out the other. It has to be, you guys have to write it down, put it somewhere, and revisit it consistently. Because you're not going to get better if you keep making the same mistakes. So focus on bettering yourself by knowing what you were doing wrong, and then revisit it, constantly revisit it. I have a notebook. You know, I was gonna bring notebooks out for everybody, but you guys gotta go make that effort yourself to want to be better, right? You know, if you want to be better, you gotta remember what you're doing wrong, so you can do what's right.
This kid showed up to the first event last year with us, our first team meeting, and brought a notebook. Swear. We'll tell him something. He'll make a mistake on the field. We'll tell him, dude, Maddie, when you get in here, you need to put this guy in. Yell to Ryan to go through the center and make that move. And the very next point, it's systematic. It's done. It's fixed. It's impressive. But it's not because he just has a better brain. It's because he puts in the work. He writes it in his notebook. He goes to bed and he reads it over and over. I don't know what weird stuff you do with it. Hopefully that's all he does with the notebook. Yeah, but it is a true testament to what he just said of taking this information and really thinking about it and not letting, as soon as I'm not here anymore or if Maddie's not out here when you guys are practicing, it's really easy to fall back into bad habits. When we're not on the side saying, hey, gun in your left hand, gun it in your right hand, that kind of stuff, it's very easy to fall back into bad habits. It's up to you guys to continuously try to learn, continuously build off of this, and organize your practices around this so that you can continue to elevate your game, right? Do we have any questions? At all? No?
This is the time to ask. If you don't ask now.
Need a pod boy.
You know what? We actually have an amazing pit crew. And we have a pit boss. I could give you his information, and if we ever do, yeah.
Can't get this now, right?
You can.
Yes, you
can. You can, for sure. I've seen it happen, actually. Yeah.
Needed on the pods.
Well, guys, with that said, thank you guys for the effort. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed today. You know, there's times where I have to get a little serious, you know, and I hope nobody took it personal at all. I'm here to help you guys learn, and I really care about you guys playing better. So, you know, I think that there sometimes needs to be that level of mutual respect where, like, I need to treat you as if you're a teammate almost, you know, and it's only because I really want to get the point across. okay? And I want you guys to grow and learn. But everybody put in a lot of really good effort today. I'm really thankful for you guys putting in that effort, right? It's the only way that we can get better is if everyone cares to get better. And it seemed like everybody was really attentive. Everybody took in the information and did fix things throughout the day. And that's really what it's about. So thank you guys. And obviously, huge thank you to Al. Where's Mama T? I don't know where she's at, but still doing stuff. Like, again, you know, I thank them over there, but I mean it. You know, it's super important to have, we call them paintball patrons like this, that, you know, are always trying to help the community be able to have an opportunity to get better at paintball, you know. Hopefully it gives you guys more confidence when you play, you know. Hopefully you guys are excited and continue to practice and continue to grind. And dude, I'm sure I'll be back out here. I hope to see a lot of you. I'm sure I won't see you, all of you. You know, people drop off. That's what happens. But I hope I see all of you guys. That'd be great. But I hope I see you guys at NXL events. You know, getting better, coming up to me and saying, "Dude, look, we just won a tournament." That's like the greatest feeling that you know we can get is when you guys send us a message on Facebook or Instagram. You're like, "Dude, we used that philosophy that you were teaching us in the closing drill, and we won by a point." You know, and trust me, we get this stuff all the time. And it's awesome. So we want to see that from you guys. You know what I mean? So thank you guys. That's it.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Claps all the way around, man. Everybody worked hard. Awesome.
One last thing is, did Terry already auction out the mask?
No.
No. Whoever bought a ticket, just stick around for that. Marcelo will sign the side of the mask before you take it off, whoever wins it, okay?
Nice.
All right. Thanks everyone for coming. Hopefully we'll see you guys at our next event. Our next event is going to be the PEL. Make sure you guys get some brochures and stuff like that for our next pro clinic as well. Thank you, Marcelo.
Yes, thank you guys.
Push those guys.